Hello everyone, my name is Denise, and today I'll be talking about books that are good for your children's religious and moral development. Okay, so as you know, because of COVID, the catechism classes and Sunday school typically had to go online or just be put on hold. So originally they weren't really so fantastic, but now they got even worse, right? Possibly. So okay, how do we keep our kids still grounded in the faith, and also to be and train them to be good people? I think it's important to have good books, and to make it a routine to read to them at night. So okay, let me just share with you some of the books I've read to my son Benedict, who's 5 years old this year. Okay, so when he was very young, even when he was before one, I started to read this one, the Berenstain Bear Storybook Bible. So it is actually really a really old book, and some of you might have grown up reading it. The very first edition was in 1973. Okay, so it's really good. I like the illustrations, all the characters, like the Garden of Eden. All the characters, like Adam and Eve, is in a bear form, and in this case, David versus Goliath in the bear form. The illustrations are beautiful and the words are easy to read. So my son, he had a few stories that he really liked. I think one would be the Moses story. He loved it, and oh, look at this, Sermon on the Mount. Somehow Benedict liked this as well. So we read it until the book was in shambles, and I bought a new one to replace it. So this book looks nice, but the original one was really in shambles. Okay, so this book was I think at when he was year 3 years old, we replaced it with this one, My Toddler Bible. It's a book that I bought after Mass. There were a bunch of sisters, nuns, that were raising funds, so they were selling books outside of the church. So I bought this one, My Toddler Bible. I love it, and I've been using this ever since, for the last 2 years. So the illustrations are beautiful, very very bright colors, and the words are very simple to read, and I highly recommend it. Now this book's really in shambles, like you can see all the tape and all that, but that's good. It shows that I use it often, and I'll probably buy a replacement book. So okay, this is My Toddler Bible by Kendall Books. Okay, it's pretty amazing because I just keep reading these stories about Jesus healing like the sick and all that, and let me show you. And Benedict, he was listening to it. He was listening to it. All these stories I didn't know. Like, see, Jesus helps the little girl who died, right? Jairus' daughter. And it was all like so-called incepted into his head. So when finally I started to teach him how to pray, he could pray, and he could pray for healing. Very specific. He would say, I want to heal my father's finger. I want to heal my elbow, my hand. I said, hey, mommy, forgot to pray for my leg. Or I want to pray for my mama, my gonggong, my grandma, my granddad, and all that. And that was all from this book. And also when things die, like he has all the pet insects, they die. So, where are they going? Are they going to heaven? All these kind of questions start to pop into their head. So yes, you read the Bible to them, and it does wonders. It is great religious education in itself, even though it is, you might think that this is a kid's Bible, right? But it is still the Bible, so it's very powerful. Okay, what about the moral development? Let's talk about moral development. I haven't found any really good English books, but there are Chinese books, like this one. It's from 培养孩子情商的小绘本. Publisher is 华阳文化. So, okay, the series, there are many of these, okay, and each of the stories are very well illustrated, and also it comes with 汉语拼音. So, like, I know my Chinese isn't fantastic, so there are some words that I don't know how to read. So this book really comes with all the 汉语拼音, so it's very good, and I can read that to my son, and it's quite good. It has an impact. Like, one of his favorite stories is this one, 懒狮子饿死了. It's about a baby lion who didn't know how to take care of himself, and when he finally had to leave the pride, he starved to death lah. It's quite a, in a way, it's a bit of a grotesque, sad story, but after that, my son started to be more on the ball, to get dressed by himself in the morning, brush his own teeth, put his clothes in the laundry basket, all that kind of thing, because he said he don't want to be that lazy lion. 我不要做懒狮子. So that's fantastic. And the next set of books, I cannot miss this out. Tracy Moroni, she's a psychologist. She came up with a series of books for young children, talking about different emotions. She has happy, kind, angry, and a whole lot jealous and all that. A total of all this. These are all her different emotions. So it's very good. It teaches kids to identify their emotions. You will be surprised. Like sometimes, right, I will say, hey Benny, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling angry. Or sometimes he feels very frustrated, he's having a meltdown, and I say, are you feeling angry? Now you're feeling jealous, or blah blah blah. He can have the right word to describe the feeling. So I think it comes from reading this book to him. When we like read maybe kind for a couple of days or weeks, we change to the next emotion. Then he starts to internalize all these feelings. It's very good for their emotional and psychological development. Okay, so I got these 2 books. I got them from Shopee. Periodically, Shopee will have sales, and these books will go for cheap. You can buy the whole series, and these are the soft cover ones, and they're good because kids, they will really cause the books to become in shambles, so there's no point buying a good hard copy one. Just finish using them, and when they're in shambles, buy a new batch of soft copy ones. Okay, so I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you enjoyed it, kindly share it with your friends and press subscribe and like. Thank you so much, and God bless.